Retain gang, what's poppin', man? This your boy Tay, back at y'all again with another video. Peace, love, and abundance. I appreciate y'all for watching. If you want to support the channel, I'll leave all my links in my description. Make sure y'all check out the Retain Gang community. It's a live space. We do weekly calls. We help each other grow. So tap in with us. All right. Now today's video, I want to talk about how fasting or retention benefits you, the different ways that it's going to benefit you. All right, but before we get into the benefits, I want to give you guys some advice on fasting because a lot of you might not ever fasted before, and I want to give you guys some game on how to make it easier for you if you want to get into it. All right, you know, you want to get into the 24 hours, 48 hours, 72-hour fast. You know what I'm saying? So what I like to do is I like to do intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is when you skip meals. All right, you prolong the time between your eating. All right, so you don't go a full day of fasting, but it's maybe half the day. All right, now what I like to do, most people when they think of fasting, they think about they gotta wake up and then go that whole day without eating. You can do that if you want to, but to make it easier for you, you can, let's say, eat your last meal at 7 p.m. All right, no later than 8 p.m. You want to make sure you get your meals in before 8 p.m. So your last meal, let's just say 8 p.m. The next day at 8 a.m., that's 12 hours. Now, your sleep 8 of those hours, at least, right? So that makes it a lot easier for you because you're not even conscious when you're fasting. Your body's in a rested state. You know, you're not burning a lot of energy. So it makes the fast easier. So by the time you wake up, it's already been 12 hours. I like to do 16 hours, and I'm gonna tell y'all why later in the video. But 16 hours, that's just, you know, noon. My first meal is at noon. Okay? Now, if you want to get into the 24 hours, 36 hours, you just extend that intermittent fast. So your last meal is at 8 p.m. The next day around noon, you're already at 16. Okay? So you will be at 24 hours, 8 p.m. that next day. But 8 of those hours, you didn't even know you were fasting. You weren't conscious to feel the pain and you know what comes with fasting. So that's one way it can make it easier for you guys, all right? Now the benefits of fasting or retention is, as I said, you get those pains when you start getting into 16 and above. You might start getting headaches, you might start getting cravings, you know, mood swings. But what retention does for you, it's going to suppress a lot of those symptoms. Because remember, on this journey, your sexual energy is giving you the fuel that you need. It's giving you that extra boost of energy to get through the day and get work done. You feel me? So that's going to help you out tremendously, as opposed to doing a regular fast. Someone that's not respecting their sexual energy, they're going to have a hard time because their body doesn't have any other source to pull from to energize itself. Also, another benefit of fasting or retention is that it's going to give you the chance to create the best seed, the most potent seed. Because in a fasted state, your body is recycling old cells, damaged cells, including your seed. Anything that's not serving the body is going to get eradicated, destroyed, flushed out. And this starts to happen around 16 hours. So this is why I like to fast for 16 hours every single day, you know, doing the intermittent fasting. Because now my body is starting to get into that autophagy mode where it's cell regeneration. Your body is going and cleansing out dead, damaged cells and recycling them, replacing them with new. And that's happening all over your body. So any aches and pains, any ailments, you know, that's in your body, that's going to go away. It's going to be repaired. It's going to be fixed. Your seed aids that process because your seed is used to also repair. Remember, it's resources. It's vitamins and minerals in your seed. So your body's able to use that extra little resources that it's getting because you're not eating to repair organs, to repair skin. All right, you're gonna notice your skin start glowing. All these things, man. All right, your body goes into a ketosis state around 12 hours. So it's burning fat. It's using all of its, the fat. See, what happens with fat is just like cooking. When you cook with oil, it preserves the flavor. It absorbs all of the seasoning, all of the fat, everything that's, makes the food taste good. Same thing your body does though. Your body, the fat collects all of the junk, all of the chemicals. You see? So when you fast, your body's just burning off all those chemicals and all that junk that's just sitting around in your body not doing anything. Now, guys, when you start this journey, because fasting is a journey in itself, on top of retention. Make sure when you start fasting, just like retention, that you have a goal or you have an intention while you're doing this. Set a foundation. That's gonna make it easier for you so that you're not crashing out when things get tough, when you start getting those symptoms. Maybe find a quote that you like or a saying that you like that you can keep in the back of your head that's gonna keep you motivated when it gets hard, right? I'll give you one if you don't. You can read Matthew 6:16 through 18. All right, and basically what it says is when you fast, hold your head up high. Don't look at it as a punishment, okay? The things you do behind closed doors, when it comes to self-care and self-love, the Most High sees that, and you will be rewarded for your efforts. All right? Not only physically, but spiritually. So just remember that. This is not going unnoticed, guys. Everything you're doing, you're going to get a reward for it. One of the rewards is your body is rejuvenating itself. It's a whole reset. Once you get to 36 hours and above, your body starts to reset itself. Also, what happens is that spiritually, you start to cleanse your aura because your body is cleansed. So your aura has no choice to be cleansed as well. And a lot of blocks you might have had on your spirit gets released. A lot of blessings that were blocked now can come your way. There was a roadblock at first, right? Because you had all this junk inside of you. But now that you've released this junk, now the blessings, the fruits of your labor you can receive that. All right? You're going to start manifesting things. You're going to start just seeing people come into your life. That's everything that's meant for you, man, is going to start flowing into your life. So right now, if you feel like you have any blocks, all right, a fast is going to help you to clear that out. So, like I said, I would start off with intermittent fasting, do 12 hours at first, just to get your body used to going without meals. And then you can bump it up to 16. And then if you want to go 24 hours, right, just extend that intermittent fast, right? So 8 hours is already knocked out when you're asleep. If you start the day before, your last meal being dinner time, 8 p.m. Besides all of the benefits that you get, all the rewards that you get, as a man, you should challenge yourself anyway to be able to go without. I've been playing sports all my life, so the discipline that I gained from playing sports, that doesn't go away. That competitiveness, that doesn't go away. It changes form. I'm not in my ego anymore, but at the same time, it's directed towards me now. Let me challenge myself to see if I still got it. Let me see if I can go 3 days without eating, just to see if I can do it, right? That's very important for your journey. A lot of you guys be having addictions and cravings and urges. It's because you haven't challenged yourself to go without. You haven't put yourself under that fire, that pressure, that forge to be able to go without when things get hard. Fasting is one way to do that. Top that with retention. Retention, you're already fasting from certain things. You're fasting from releasing. You're fasting from, your old habits. So when you put those two together, that's Super Saiyan status. That's Super Saiyan God status. So much is happening to you. You know what I'm saying? So much is happening for you as well. So you should want to challenge yourself anyway. Just think, if you have a family Let's say you haven't been able to feed your family for a couple days. As a man, you have to be the strong one out the group. You can't be the weakest one. You can't be on the ground crying and rolled over. Oh, I haven't eaten, my stomach. No, you got to be focused. You got to be locked in, right? You got to feed your family. You know, I'll never forget this. When I was younger, my dad came home from work one night and he asked us, he said, now, if I was breaking in, if I was a robber breaking into the house, what would y'all have done? What would be your plan of action? And me being young, you know, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Right? But he asked an important question and he planted a great seed. What would I do? So from then on, I've always put myself in scenarios to be prepared for anything. No matter where I go, I always ask myself, what would I do if this happened, if this happened? I walk into the grocery store, what would have happened? What would be my strategy or my exit plan? What would be my plan of action if something happened right now? Right? You have to always be prepared. So when it comes to fasting, you have to prepare yourself. You know, what if I didn't eat for 3 days? Could I handle that situation? Would I be strong enough to still be a leader to my family without having food? So as a man, it's very important for you to challenge yourself and put yourself in situations just to see if you can get out of it. Because when you do come out of it, it's going to make you that much stronger. So when it does hit the fan, you ready for it. It's not a surprise. Just like military, right? Special forces, they train every single day. Drill after drill after drill, exercise after exercise. That way when it happens, it's clockwork. You know, they're not thinking, they just moving. You know what I'm saying? That's how you want to train yourself. We are warriors, fellas. We're not just doing retention for the women, for the benefits. We don't fast just for the benefits. We do it to make ourselves strong, right? Iron sharpens iron, right? To stay on our toes, to stay agile, to stay mobile, right? To keep that warrior mentality. Fasting helps you to lock in. Because after about 16 hours, between 16 and 24 hours, you start to realize that you really don't need that much food. All those times that you were hungry were just cravings. It was those parasites inside of you that was telling you to go eat this food. It was the chemicals. You start to realize, man, that you're way more focused without eating. Your senses get stronger. Your smell, you start to smell everything. Try to drive past some restaurants. You smell them before you get there. Right? Your hearing gets stronger. Your eyesight gets better. Everything. So from my observation, that lets me know that the food suppresses our senses. It dulls our senses a little bit. Doing this, retention and fasting, it's going to have you in God mode. Real talk. That's why every scripture talks about fasting. It's very important. So fasting is going to help you stay locked in, man. You know, you haven't eaten, so your focus isn't on digesting food. You give your stomach a break so it can heal and repair itself. All right? You allow your hormones to take over. You know, when you fast, you start to release growth hormones. For a lot of you guys that think you might lose muscle, you don't lose muscle during a fast. I would say, you know, no more than 3 days. After that, you're going to start losing. But the first 1 day, 2 days, right? Your body actually gives off growth hormones to sustain your muscles. So you actually promote muscle growth. I recommend doing a water fast, you know, a pinch or two of Himalayan salt. You know, that way you keep your muscles hydrated, you keep yourself hydrated, and also you're able to flush out all those toxins, because water is just a medium. It's a transport system. Okay, so you still need to flush out your system. All right? That's why if you look at people that work out, that's why they take creatine. Creatine is just, all it does is promote water retention in the muscles. That's why the guys be looking so swole that take creatine. That's just the water. So as long as you're drinking water, you're not gonna lose muscle, you know, as fast as you think you will. You can go a long time without food. But by you being on retention as well, that's giving you that extra nutrients and resources to keep your muscles where they need to be. And once you start eating again, once you break your fast, you're gonna gain all that weight back because it was just fat and extra stored glucose and sugar that was inside of you, you know, that your body wasn't using. So once you get back into the routine of eating, you're gonna gain all that weight back. That's why a lot of you guys, you might see me in some of my videos and I look smaller, like I lost weight. Y'all be like, damn, you lost weight, bro. What you been doing? You okay? I'm fasting. But then a week later, you see me back swole up again, right? It don't take that long, okay? You know, this is gonna help you to lock in on all what you're trying to accomplish, right? While taking away the distractions. This is you declaring war on all the parasites and assholes in your body. And you know, on this journey, when you're trying to do something righteous by retaining your seed and raising your sexual essence, transmuting that, if you still got these assholes, bad bacteria, you know, deformed cells and parasites in your body, they're going to try to stop you from doing righteous things. Just like in real life, when you try to be righteous, when you awaken, you start to get attacks. Right? The same thing happens inside, as above, so below. So this is why you want to go on a fast to cast those demons out. Once you cast those demons out, you're not going to have that much temptations. Okay? So this is why it's very important. A lot of you guys be having the urge to look at the corn. You be having the urge to release and look at some cheeks. It's because that's those parasites in you that's brainwashing you. Okay? They're persuading you to do these things. That's crazy, right? You got these organisms inside of you that's influencing you. So you want to declare war on your body by fasting, declare war on all foreign objects so that you take away that pressure on yourself to do righteous things, okay? Now, just like a lion, you want to lock in with this. A lion that hasn't eaten in days, tunnel vision. All he worried about is food, right? And nothing can stop him. His energy is crazy, right? Like Mike Tyson walking into a ring. His energy is insane. It's intimidating. But a lion that's eating, he had a meal, you know, he's lazy, sleeping all day. He don't got that same aura, that same energy. So this is going to help you to focus on what you need to do in your life. You're going to notice how more productive you are while you're fasting because you have clarity in your mind. Digesting food takes a lot of focus and energy from your body, okay? So you're giving it a break, but you're going to be locked in on your goals. For you artists, or if you make music, or if you have a business, it's going to be good for you as well because you're going to be more creative. Okay, I honestly think this is the best way to transmute your seed because not only are you just cleansing your body, but you're also cleansing out your chakra points. Okay, everything's being released on the fast. See what I'm saying, guys? Man, so, you know, if you're looking to fast, I would say start off with intermittent, you know, and then stretch it out. You know, listen to your body, challenge yourself to see what you can do, right? I would say don't go any longer than a day. Your first time, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. All right? And even when you break your fast, don't start off with solid food. You know, juice or eat some fruits, watermelon or grapes or something that's watery, oranges. You know, that's going to be light on your stomach because if you try to eat real heavy right after your fast, man, you're going to get an upset stomach. All right, you got to ease back into it. And you're going to feel proud of yourself. You accomplished something. Not only that, you are going to be a whole different person. Every single cell in your body is new, which means you're new, which means you just transformed. You have literally shifted. You know how on Star Trek when they get beamed to another or transported to another planet, right? They get deatomized. That's what you're doing when you fast. You're deatomizing all of your cells and they're becoming something new. All right, fellas. So, man, if you got any questions, y'all tap in with me. I do one-on-one consultations. Y'all let me know in the comment section how long have you done a fast and how was it for you? What were the benefits you saw on retention while doing a fast? All right. With that being said, y'all have a beautiful day, and I'm out. Peace.